I just okay. Tell me the difference between American War of Independence and Sri Lankan War of Independence. You don't know, that's true. Because still we have started. Okay, I will tell you later on what is the difference between this. Both we were fighting against British, but there's a difference. First, we'll start this, and then later on, I will tell you the difference between these two. Okay, now we go to the time. We go to the time before 1500 AC. Before this, how the world was like. Now what it is? This is the European continent. I'm drawing the European continent here. Okay, and this one is African continent, and this is the European continent, and this island. Okay, these are the countries here, and okay, so what are these countries? Now we'll name these countries. This is Portugal. This one is Spain. This is France. This one is Great Britain. And this one is Italy. Many important countries I'm just writing. African continent. And this is Lisbon. Lisbon is the capital city. Now, before 1500, not before. We'll take to this year to not before here, this one. 1400. No one knows about now. These Europeans, they knew about only Europe, Africa, and Asia. So they did not know about any America. Okay. So when that Nicholas Copernicus discovered that the earth is a globe, that circular something or a global something, these scholars, they thought that this is Atlantic Ocean. No? This is Atlantic Ocean. So if anyone crosses the Atlantic Ocean, or if anyone goes in this way, they will be going to China or India. So they were the main two countries in Asia that these Europeans never know it. They knew about Asia, China and India. So they thought that if they cross the Atlantic Ocean, surely they would go to China. If they go like this downside, they will be ended up in India. So that's why, however, the scientific revolution, so the scientific, we call it as Renaissance, had come out. So many of the discoveries have come out. The gravitational pull of Isaac Newton, Nicholas Copernicus, he discovered the global shape of the earth. Because of that, they wanted to go around the earth without any fear. Earlier, people were thinking that earth as a flat object. So they did not like to go to the end of the world. They would be afraid that they will be falling. So Isaac Newton told, no, there's a gravitational pull, so you won't go, you won't fall down. So then you are attracted to the earth. So then Nicholas Copernicus said it's a global something, if you can go around. So then these explorers have come out to explore the Atlantic Ocean. What were the first two nations came to explore the Atlantic Ocean? Portuguese and Spanish. Portuguese and Spanish. So there was a competition between Portuguese and Spanish to explore the Atlantic Ocean. So what did the Pope do? In 1490, Pope divided the Atlantic Ocean into two parts using an imaginary line. So he drew an imaginary line like this and divided the Atlantic Ocean and told Spanish, okay, go crossing this. You can cross the line and go and explore. To Portuguese, he told, don't cross, you have to go down. Without crossing this line, go down. So Spanish had to cross this line and explore. Portuguese had to go down without crossing the line. So they tried like that. So I'm not going to tell about the Portuguese. I'm just going to tell about the Spanish. Spanish explorer Christopher Columbus in 1492, he crossed the Atlantic Ocean and he ended up in another new land. He thought it as India. He thought it as India because black people were living. So where he ended up? He ended up here in this land. So what is this new land? It is America. So he did not know about any America. He thought it as what? India. So he ended up where? This Christopher Columbus ended up in Bahamas Islands. So Bahamas Islands is located in the Caribbean Sea, and presently it is known as the island of Haiti. Island of Haiti, the country Haiti, Bahamas Islands. He came 3 times. He came 3 times to this one and returned, but he did not know about any of this American continent. So he was thinking that it was India. He couldn't identify. So however, later on in 1509, another person came to explore this mainland of North America. He was Amerigo. Amerigo Vespucci, only he discovered the mainland of America. Because of that, a German geologist decided to name this new land in the name of Amerigo, in respect to Amerigo, America, North America. So that's how the new land had been founded, North America and South America. So Christopher Columbus was the first explorer of Spain who was there in America. He went to Bahamas Islands. So the second person, Amerigo. So this is how America had been discovered. Any question related to the discovery of America? Step by step, you are going. Okay, yeah, the Safa is asking, Americans were taken to other countries for slavery, like to work there and make their country rich. That had been done by Spanish. Actually, this is not related to this lesson. That point is not related. Okay, it means it's clear for you. Okay, now we'll go to this slideshow and we'll see a little bit. Okay, this one. The word revolution stands for a significant change that occurs in a particular field within a short period of time. 3 important revolutions in the world: the struggle for freedom in America, French Revolution, and Russian Revolution. What is American Revolution? The answer I gave here, but I think this can be given later on. The struggle that was staged in order to obtain independence from the British Empire by the American state citizens. Just for the moment, keep it in your mind, later on I will explain. What is the historical background of colonization of America? 5 years after Christopher Columbus landed in the Bahamas Islands in the Caribbean Sea, Amerigo Vespucci found the vast mass of land that belongs to the American continent. This is Amerigo, no, this is Christopher Columbus. So he came in this way to Bahamas Islands 3 times. He came. Okay, and we'll see this video about the new land. Okay, right. So now this video shows you about the new land. Okay, see that. Okay, first. Sound is there. It will come later on. Wait.
Known as the man who discovered America, Columbus was in fact trying to find a westward sea passage to the Orient, means Asia, when he landed in the New World in 1492. This unconditional discovery was to change the course of world history. During the 15th and 16th centuries, leaders of several European nations sponsored expeditions abroad in hope that explorers would find great wealth and vast undiscovered lands. The Portuguese were the earliest participants in this age of discovery. Starting in about 1420, small Portuguese ships known as caravels zipped along the African coast, carrying spices, gold, slaves and other goods from Asia and Africa to Europe. These expeditions helped Columbus to accomplish his goals, and he became one of the greatest explorers of all time. Christopher Columbus was born in Genoa in about 1451. His father was a weaver and small-time merchant. As a teenager, Christopher went to sea, traveled extensively and eventually made Portugal his base. He remained at sea until 1470, when French privateers attacked his ship as it sailed north along the Portuguese coast. The boat sank, but the young Columbus floated to shore on a scrap of wood and made his way to Lisbon, where he studied mathematics, astronomy, cartography and navigation. He also began to hatch the plan that would change the world forever. It was here that he initially attempted to gain royal patronage for a westward voyage to the Orient, his enterprise of the Indies. When this failed, and appeals to the French and English courts were also rejected, Columbus found himself in Spain, still struggling to win backing for his project. Finally, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella agreed to sponsor the expedition, and on 3rd August 1492, Columbus and his fleet of 3 ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and Nina set sail across the Atlantic. Columbus wanted fame and fortune. Ferdinand and Isabella wanted the same. Columbus' contract with the Spanish rulers promised that he could keep 10% of whatever riches he found, along with a noble title and the governorship of any land he should encounter. At the end of the 15th century, it was nearly impossible to reach Asia from Europe by land. The route was long and arduous, and encounters with hostile armies were difficult to avoid. Portuguese explorers solved this problem by taking to the sea. They sailed south along the West African coast and around the Cape of Good Hope. But Columbus had a different idea. Why not sail west across the Atlantic instead of around the massive African continent? The young navigator's logic was sound, but his maths was faulty. He argued, incorrectly, that the circumference of the earth was much smaller than his contemporaries believed it was. Accordingly, he believed that the journey by boat from Europe to Asia should be not only possible, but easy. On 12th October 1492, Columbus and a group of his men set foot on an island in what later became known as the Bahamas. Believing that they had reached the Indies, the newcomers dubbed the natives as Indians. Initial encounters were friendly, but indigenous population all over the New World was soon to be devastated by their contact with Europeans. Columbus landed on a number of other islands in Caribbean, including Cuba and Hispaniola, and returned to Spain in triumph. He was made Admiral of 7 Seas and Viceroy of the Indies, and within a few months set off on a second and larger voyage. More territory was covered, but the Asian lands that Columbus was aiming for remained elusive. Others began to dispute whether this was in fact the Orient or a complete new world. In May 1498, Columbus sailed west across the Atlantic for the third time. He visited Trinidad and the South American mainland before returning to the ill-fated Hispaniola settlement, where the colonists had staged a bloody revolt against the Columbus brothers' mismanagement and brutality. Conditions were so bad that Spanish authorities had to send a new governor to take over. Christopher Columbus was arrested and returned to Spain in chains. In 1502, cleared of most serious charges but stripped of his noble titles, the aging Columbus persuaded the Spanish king to pay for one last trip across the Atlantic. This time, Columbus made it all the way to Panama, just miles from the Pacific Ocean, where he had to abandon 2 of his 4 ships in the face of an attack from hostile natives. Empty-handed, the elderly explorer returned to Spain, where he died in 1506. Today, Columbus has a great legacy. He is remembered as a daring and path-breaking explorer who transformed the New World. Columbus had seen both success and failures in his life, but he never deviated from his path. It doesn't matter he found India or not. It doesn't matter his calculation about the Earth size was not so correct. What does matter? That he never stopped and kept on exploring the world.
Okay, you got an idea about how this Christopher Columbus found the new land. So this is known as new land. So after that, Spanish, they have come and captured this region. Okay, so this region was full of gems, that gold and silver. Okay, so this is Spanish. Portuguese were told to go like this, you are crossing this land, but they also came and captured this part. So this is Portuguese. And French, they came and they have captured the middle part of North America. So this is French. British, they came and they captured the eastern coast. So this is British. So that's how they are captured in America. So who are the natives of in America? Red Indians. So Red Indians were shifted to this area. So Red Indians were the natives of America. So now what happened here? Spanish, they captured this region, Portuguese this region, Brazil region. So the middle region, French, Red Indians were shifted to this region, and the British were here, the eastern coast of America. Now, step by step, we learn how they have come. First, we will try to complete the initial notes in your tune. Is this a tune? Yes. Okay, America was founded. That things we will be discussing now. Okay, right. So only this part we are going to fill. Okay, don't try to fill British states in America. Only this part we are going to fill. Okay, according to the slideshow. Now from here. Okay. Amerigo West Coast. The Amerigo West Coast found the mass of land that belongs to the American continent. After that, the German geologists used the name America to call the area. The natives who lived in the northern part of America were called Red Indians, right? These are Amerigo Vespucci and the Red Indians. Now, what you must write here? You must write about the founded by Christopher Columbus in 1492. America was named by a German geologist in the name of Amerigo, who discovered the mainland of North America. So that part. Now these are the things that are right. you must write about Christopher Columbus. So it is in what color? Yellow color. So yellow color, anything you write. And you must write about this naming of Amerigo and a German geologist. Okay, Red Indians. Okay, these are the things that you have to write me. Yeah. Amerigo. Why not comments?
Are you sharing the slideshow?
Cannot you see the slideshow?
No, sir.
Okay, wait there. Something had happened. In this one, you just complete the blanks up to where? Up to this. All these things you are going to complete by looking at the slideshow. Now, can you see the slideshow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first two blanks complete by looking at this slide. Christopher Columbus, 1492. Okay, there are many questions. I'm going to now answer them. Okay, then the second blank. What is that? America was named by a German geologist in the name of Amerigo Vespucci, who discovered the mainland of America. So those four blanks complete by looking at this slide. Here, Amerigo Vespucci and German geologist. Americans were taken to other countries that I explained. Okay. Yeah, America was founded by Christopher Columbus. America was named by a German geologist in the name of Amerigo because North American continent was discovered by Amerigo. The first European to reach America was Christopher Columbus. I think now clear. Okay, now did you write the answers for this? Once again, I'm telling you, America was founded by Christopher Columbus in 1492. America was named by a German geologist in the name of Amerigo Vespucci, who discovered the mainland of North America. Then the 5 European nations who came to America and established colonies were these. These were the, right, who were the 5 nations? Portuguese. Wait, how it is there? It is there as the names of the countries. No, the nations, ne? So then you must write Portuguese. Like nations like Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, French, and British. Made establishments in America. Reasons that affected in establishing settlements in America. Why? To find religious freedom, aiming a prosperous life, the encouragement and enthusiasm given by the rulers. Right up to that. So write first this one, then I will once again explain as well as give you the answers. Completed me? Okay, Sahim is asking from the beginning. For the first two blanks, you must write Christopher Columbus 1492. Second two blanks, a German geologist and Amerigo Vespucci. A German geologist and Amerigo Vespucci. A German geologist and Amerigo Vespucci for the second two blanks. Next blanks, for 5 nations, Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, French, and British. These are the reasons why they came to America, to find religious freedom, aiming at a prosperous life, the encouragement and enthusiasm given by the rulers. Okay, once again, go to the whiteboard. Now see why these nations came and established here. Main thing, this is a very prosperous land with lot of natural resources. They wanted to take these resources to their country and lead a prosperous life in their country, not permanently staying here. But it is different from British, okay, the other nations. Spanish, normally, they were really cruel. They had us people, natives in America, and obtained those resources and came to their country. Returned. And even French, Portuguese, they did the same. But they were not that cruel like Spanish. The second reason, you know that Renaissance, under Renaissance, we learned religious Renaissance. What are religious Renaissance? Against the Catholic Church, people started struggling because of the corruptions of the church. There are religious wars throughout Europe. Catholic Church and the people were fighting, priests and the people were fighting, two religious groups fighting, there were many religious wars. The Europeans were really fed up of these religious wars and they wanted the religious freedom. In order to get the religious freedom, they wanted to come to a new land. So they came to the new land in order to find religious freedom. That's the second thing. Thirdly, the rulers of these countries, they encourage these explorers to come and find new lands, like in Spain, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. They were the two rulers who supported and encouraged and even who spent money on this Christopher Columbus to come to find new lands. Naval Henry of Portugal, he supported Vasco da Gama. So these rulers, they encouraged. So because of that, also the Europeans came and settled in America. So what are the 3 reasons? In order to obtain wealth of America and lead a prosperous life in their country, and even to find religious freedom, and even to, because of the encouragement given by the rulers for these explorers. Until that, is it clear or any question? To go further. Yeah, what are the places that Dutch captured? Okay, Dutch captured this one, this area. This is Dutch. Only a small portion, because Dutch and Portuguese came to Asia. Until this, it's okay, clear. Okay, now I'm going further. So why British came? Even when we take British, they were bit different. They were bit different from other nations. Others came to go back, but British came not to go back. Some groups of British people, they took a warrant from the government. Warrant means authority. So before coming to America, they had to obtain an authority letter. After obtaining the authority letter, these groups of people, they have come to America. Okay. So in the authority letter, they have to accept. Even though they come to America, the new land, they would be accepting the laws and regulations of Great Britain. They must accept Great Britain as their motherland, though they come here. So like that, accepting those conditions, these groups of people, they came and established their settlements in the eastern coast of North America. Throughout the eastern coast of North America, they have established how many colonies? 13 colonies. What was the first one? First one was Virginia, and the last one was Georgia. So when we take the first one and the last one, in between the time of establishing the first one and last one, there were more than 100 years. Throughout 100 years, they were establishing their colonies. Virginia very early, Georgia after 100 years. So they came, established their colonies throughout the eastern coast of America. There were 13 colonies, 13 settlements, and these 13 settlements were different from each other. Why? Because their composition of population were different. Their economic activities are different. Why? The northernmost settlements, they were having very cold climate. The southernmost settlements were having a temperate climate. So the economic activities are different. They were industrial, they were agricultural like that. The population was different, administration was different. However, there was a governor, so they appointed a governor for each establishment. There was a legislative council. The legislative council was helping the governor to rule the establishment. Like that, 13 establishments were made by the British. Until everything had been established, French were there. This is the French region. So this was known as Louisiana. Louisiana. So Louisiana was the region they named as Louisiana. It's French region. Or New France, they call. New France. New France or Louisiana. So that is the French region. So until that we see in the tune what we have to complete. I'm going slowly. I'm not rushing. British states in America. British established colonies in eastern coast of North America. Those who obtained what? A warrant from the King of Great Britain migrated to America in order to establish colonies. Now we'll write the background of establishing colonies. Okay? Now we'll write the background of establishing colonies. Right. Right, so we write like this. Portuguese and Spanish colonized the southern part, and the British and the French colonized the northern part of America. British established colonies in the eastern coast of North America. So you are writing this one, huh? Yellow color things you are writing. This is the background. The first establishment was Virginia in 1607, and the last was Georgia, established in 1733. Now see, between 1607 to 1733, how many years? More than 100 years. 125 years, like, from the first to last. Okay, write this one under what? Background of Okay, you write down until that background of establishing colonies in America. Portuguese and Spanish colonized the southern part, and the British and the French colonized the northern part of America. British established colonies in the eastern coast. So highlight the eastern coast. Highlight the eastern coast. That I'm just giving in what color, then yellow. Can you see that? I think you can't see. As you can't see, shall I give it in red color? Yeah. Here red color highlighting eastern coast of North America. The first establishment, Virginia. Then even Virginia, red color highlighting. Last, Georgia. So now red color highlighting. Yellow color writing. Black color something in the tune. So you are writing this one on the background of establishing colonies. Tell me after writing. Once again, shall I show you where you are writing here? Background of establishing colonies. This one you are writing. Finish now? Finish writing. Shall I move on to the next slide? Right. Now see, you can see here. These are the British colonies. Can you see we have Virginia? This one is the first one, Virginia. Then Georgia, the southernmost one is the Georgia. Georgia, Virginia, first and the last. First and the last. So all these are British colonies, right? So New Hampshire is a Dutch establishment. This one. New Hampshire is a British. This one is a Dutch area. Dutch captured only this area. So this area, it is the French area. Okay. Okay, the new students, they have to WhatsApp me personally to my WhatsApp number. Now I cannot solve your problems. Okay. So then, so personally WhatsApp me to this number. Then I will solve your problems later on. Okay, so because I cannot solve your problems now. Okay, in the class. So personally, WhatsApp me telling your problems. Maybe you want some help for the previous lessons. Maybe you want any other help like that. You personally WhatsApp me. Even mention your name. Even I can add you to the group there. So then I'm adding you to the group. So then you must be there in the group. Okay, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ask.
Sir, even now, sometimes in America, in that states, do they represent anything about British, sir, in that states? In the
No,
present, I mean.
no. Why? Because they have obtained complete independence from the British Empire. So they became United States of America, a new country, an independent country. Now they don't have any connection with Great Britain. Okay, a new country, right? So
No,
you are
sir.
yes.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, what is the red list of British, sir? The red list means something.
Once again, tell me, I could not hear.
Red list of British, sir. There were several countries in the red list of British.
This is related to actually UNO. Okay, so that means some of the countries that they feel as a threat. So that part I will explain when we do the UNO and all those things, because I will keep that one. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I will explain. Right. So did you complete this one? So then we'll go to the next one. Right. So here you write this one. No, this is not the. Right. So then once again, this one I am taking. Background still you are writing. Still you are writing the background. Right. Those who started colonies took a warrant from the British government, and they had to work under several conditions. This you are writing under background. States were ruled by a governor appointed to each state. There was a legislative council to assist the governor. This part also you are writing under the same heading. Same heading, background of establishing colonies. Still you are writing where? Here. I'll show you. You are writing still here. Where? Here. The background of establishing colonies. Okay. So in this, in the still first page. We don't try the last two sentences. That comes once again. This is enough.
Anuradha sir,
Yes.
what do you mean by the acceptance of the authority of the British government? Isn't that like an incomplete sentence?
No, that means British government has the authority of doing anything related to the settlements. Can implement laws, can implement, that is British Parliament can implement laws, can implement any taxes on them, even can send their armies or navies to these establishments, can do anything. So, however, they have to accept the laws of the motherland. So that means their laws must be the laws of territory. Authority means not the law. Having the authority, on the establishments.
So, does that mean the Americans had to accept the authority of the British government, something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Still, this is not the USA. This is what they still British colonies in America. Okay.
Okay, so got it. So, sir, isn't the last point and the one before the last point similar?
First point, what?
Isn't the third point and the fourth point similar?
You mean took the warrant from the British government?
No, I mean the acceptance of the authority of the British government and had to accept the laws of the motherland similar.
No. Authority means they can do anything. Laws means had to accept any law prevail in the in Great Britain, had to accept.
Oh, okay, so okay.
Okay, now this is the background. So background finished now. Any question related to the background of establishing colonies? Now these are very important. Okay, so when writing answers, still no question had been given from the American War of Independence, so we can expect one this time. If so, the question is exactly the reasons. Here, results are not important in American War of Independence. Exactly the reasons. To explain the reasons, you should know the background. Without writing about the background, you can write the reasons. Then you can fill this one. First one, Virginia. Last one, Georgia. When writing, even with the years you write. Georgia in 1607. Sorry, Virginia. Georgia in 1733. No? So write that one. So I will show you the place here. You can see Virginia 1607, Georgia 1733. Okay, Nabil is asking what? I'm sure. What you asking there? This one you mean. British established colonies in eastern coast of North America, those who obtain a warrant. Is that the one you asked? Took a warrant. Is that the one you asked? Okay, warrant. Warrant from the King of Great Britain. So then background we wrote. First and last establishment we wrote Virginia and Georgia. Now reasons for British establishing colonies in America. It is the same like the other nations. Okay, right. So now we'll write that one. The reasons for establishing establishing settlements. British, okay. So British expectation of religious freedom to obtain commercial benefits. The other two objectives for them, even like those other nations. American states of British were different with regard to composition of population, lifestyle, economic matters. They are different. I told you no. Here they are located here. Northernmost settlements are having cold climate. This side is Canada actually. Southernmost, they are having temperate like us. So same economic activities cannot be held here. So northern side is not good for agriculture. Southern side is good for agriculture. Northern side normally industrial, mainly industrial. This side mainly agricultural. So even population differently. So in different states, population different, lifestyle different, economic activities different. So that's what we are writing here. Composition of population different, lifestyle different, economic matters different. So very clearly understand the background in order to write the reasons. Okay. Still, I have not moved the reasons. Send me messages, and if you have any question, I always tell you, your questions are not making me tired. I like to answer your questions. If you are like dead and like I don't like. So I like that when you are asking questions, then I know that you are alive. You are participating actively. Okay. Yeah. You have right here. American states of British were different with regard to. So where you are writing that one? Here, the 13 colonies, and they were different from each other. Okay, here. Here, okay, here. So writing that one here. Yeah, Imara, commercial benefits means, I'll explain that one here once again. I'm going to my board. Here you see, in Europe, in this period, they were having gold standard theory. Gold standard theory. So what is gold standard theory? The richness of a country was determined through this theory. The richness of a country was determined through this theory. So what is this theory? The amount of gold and silver deposited in that country is the richest. If any country is having a very high amount of gold and silver deposit in their country, that is the richest country in the world. For that, they are determining how much of gold is there, how much of silver is there in value. So, in order to accumulate gold and silver, they have to get those gold and silver from here and there from the world and accumulate. So, they have to collect. Normally, Asian region is not good for the silver and gold. So you can't find silver and gold from here. Only spices, those things you can obtain. But America, see, this part, this is what? Chile. Okay, Chile region. So huge amount of gold and silver. All these gold and silver had been taken by the Spanish to their country. Spain became the first rich country in the world. France became the second. Great Britain became the third. Because of collecting gold and silver. After collecting that much of gold and silver, they could lead a prosperous life, a kind of luxurious life. Commercial benefits means actually not only that, they can sell their products to here, the people here, and get benefits, get profits. They are known as commercial benefits. So that means in one way doing trade and getting benefits, that's commercial benefits. The other way that collecting the wealth and taking their country and being rich, commercial benefits. Both are included to commercial benefits. I think you understood what I know. Okay, Aisha is asking, sir, if the rulers of British encouraged to capture islands? Yes, exactly. Or they discovered and asked for permission from the government. Some they asked permission, that's correct. But even British rulers also, they supported these explorers to go and explore the new land. It was known as New Land. Right. Now what? Now then you have this one. What? Reasons for the adoption of a self-governing system in establishment. Though when they got the warrant, when they got the permission from the British government to establish colonies here, because of two reasons, they were adopted to a self-governing system. One reason, less communication. Less communication. So now here, no WhatsApp, no telephones, no any the Viber, Imo, anything not there at that time. Even not telephones, so they cannot contact with each other very frequently. Less communication because of less development of communicative methods or mediums. Other thing was less transportation. So here when we take transportation, even it is, can you see this? Yes, even the transportation was very less, no, very limited. Why? There was no very good modes of transportation in between this Great Britain and colonies. So no regular immigration and emigration, no regular contact, no regular communication. So that though they had to accept the laws and conditions of their motherland, authority of their motherland, very less concentration of British government on the states, and they were adopted to a self-governing system. One reason. Second reason was, during this time period, 1756, British started a war with France. British and French, they had a war with each other. Why they had a war? At that time, the most powerful two countries in the world were Great Britain and France. World two powers before. We call them as what? World two powers. Out of these most powerful two countries, one wanted to surpass the other and get the first place. The supremacy. For the supremacy, they were having a war. 7-year war until 1763, there was a war in between France and Belgium. They were enemies. As British had to fight against France, they had no time to pay attention on the colonies. That's why in colonies, the self-governing system had been emerged. So they were adapted to a self-governing system. Why? Less concentration of the British government on their states. Why? Less transportation, less communication, and having attention ought to be paid on the war. Understood? Okay, now we'll go to that point. What is the point? Reasons for the adoption of a self-governing system in establishments. Okay, I'm finding out. Now the slides have gone here and there, so that's fine. I prepared it, but here. Okay. The statesman followed the local self-governing system because of the long distance. Okay, governing system. You're right, don't write that this one. The reasons we'll write in this way. Wait. Number one, because of the long distance between the two countries. Okay, second reason, absence of a developed communication system. The second one. And third reason, till 1763, British followed a flexible political policy as it was engaging in a 7-year war with France for the supremacy. With this you have right. Supremacy. So anyone can ask any questions. Still, we have not we have not started the reasons for the struggle. Until that, any question if you have, please forward me. You must have a very good understanding about the colonies to go for the reasons. Because of the 7-year war in between France and Great Britain, actually that French Revolution also started because of this. King Louis XIV, he was spending such a lot of money on this unnecessary war, and the French treasury was bankrupt. French treasury was bankrupt. This war, when the British captured Sri Lanka, actually this war had been ended, no? 1796, they captured Sri Lanka. Already ended. Okay, right. So finish writing. Now after that, there's a small video, but not related to this one. But I like if you see it and just take a kind of motivation. It's a motivational video. See it. It's not related to American hope independence. Okay. Okay. See it and see before going to the. Wait here. Okay, right. So we'll see that and okay. Oh, this is not the one.
Nacho,
Not related to this, but I just showed you to get as a difference, no, in the class. Okay, right. So until 1763, British colonies in America needed the help of their motherland. Why? Okay. Yeah. There's another question. When is the catch-up class to grade level? That's also a good question. Shall we put in the last week, as we are putting an extra day for grade 10 this week? The next week we put it. Otherwise, we have to participate for 2 extra days for grade level 9 and 10. So we'll put it next week. Okay, that's better, right? Right. Okay. So we will organize it next time. So here, why up until 1763? Now see here. There was a war here in between British and French. Who were now here the 13 colonies and here who French. French and British were enemies now. So French were attacking these 13 colonies regularly. So they were attacking. Even Red Indians also attacking. So Red Indians are natives and they also did not like these foreign nations coming and capturing their country. So even Red Indians got united with French. They were also attacking these 13 colonies. So that they wanted the help of their motherland to be protected because they did not have a proper strong army for themselves. Until 1763, until the war ended, they means these colonies wanted the help of their motherland to be protected from French as well as Red Indians. Understood? Understood? So as they did not have a strong army or a navy, so they have not developed sources in their colonies. They have to be protected from French attacks and Red Indian attacks. So they have to be protected from these attacks. So they wanted the help of their motherland. So motherland did not pay attention on the okay. So now Great Britain was doing a war with France. Great Britain was not paying any attention on colonies because because of 3 things. Why? They are paying attention on France because of the war, less transportation, less communication. But colonies have to be protected from French attacks. French have captured the middle part of this America. So they were enemies of Great Britain. So these were British, so they were attacking. Even Red Indians, the natives also, they lost their land. So they were against this British, but they cannot alone attack these British. So they got united with French and attacked these colonies. Okay. So now they wanted the help of their motherland to be protected from French attacks and Red Indian attacks. Now here, why they wanted to be the help of their motherland. See that. So now see the settlers. The settlers had to face two main problems regarding their security before 1763. The threats from French and the threats from Red Indians. So that is the answer you have to write. So one more thing only we are writing. 6:30. There are some people who have some other classes. One more point we are writing and finishing. Then today we are not doing map marking. Even in grade 10 we did not do map marking because there are new people. They have to get ready the tubes and all map marking tubes as well. As we started new two lessons, we have to pay more attention on the lessons. Okay, then you have to write this one. Revision questions that also today we don't do. Right, why the thread did suddenly disappear? Why the thread did suddenly disappear? I told you that after 1763, what happened? The void. The void. Okay. This one. Okay, these are the things that you're going to write. So did you complete writing this one? Then we can go to the last one. Finish writing this one. Shall we go to the last one?
Sir,
Yes, ask.
the kingdom where the sun never sets is defined to British, right?
Once again, tell me.
The kingdom where sun never sets, it's British, right?
Yeah.
No, sir, it's defined to be British, no, sir, for Britain.
Yeah. That means they did not have their own security. They did not have their own army and navy. So they had to get the help of the armies and navies of their motherland to protect and to re-attack French and Indian divisions. Did I give you the answer? You not ask the same question once again.
No, sir, the kingdom where sun never sets, it is defined to British, right? Britain.
Let me know, your voice is not clear for me. Yeah, the good question was asked by Ice. Why did not Red Indians attack French? They had a secret agreement with French and Red Indians. French are really cunning, so they told that we will get together and attack English, and then we will hand over you land and go back. Let me please send me the question in the written way, then in through chat I will answer. This one finished. Shall I move on to the last slide then?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is the last. So that means why here we are writing this one now. Why did the thread suddenly disappear? Why it disappeared? So this is the reason. The relationship with motherland had changed as the war being entered in 1763, 7 years were finished. Colonies became free from French states as well as British signed a peace treaty with French after that war. But Red Indians became a disturbance when expanding settlements to the west, but it too became declined due to the British policies on them. The kingdom where the sun never set is defined to pretend. Yeah. Why it was like that? Because that doesn't mean that for England always sunshine is there. They have captured colonies all over the world. At any time, there's a colony of Great Britain where the sun is shining. So that's why we call Great Britain as the empire that doesn't set the sun. Understood? Okay, right. This one is the last thing that we are writing. So we are not going to the reasons for the American War of Independence. That next time. We need only 2 days to do this. Next week we are finishing American War of Independence and we are moving to French Revolution next week. So quickly we are moving because your exam most probably will be held on say March. I told you that we have to do some revision test, spot test as I told you last time. But today I'm not doing, but from the next day, once again, I'm taking only 20 minutes from you and doing that spot test. So suddenly you can check your level of study. So suddenly you can check your level of preparing and level of study. If you take out of 20 questions, if you take 18, you're okay. Good. Less than 18, there's a problem. We'll do that from the next time. Huh? We'll check your knowledge. Only for 11s I'm doing that, not for 10s. Okay, if you have finished writing, you can leave because this is the end of the class. I have taken 7 minutes more. From here, I'm just finishing the class. Okay, so God bless you and good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, okay. So anyone, if you want, you can just write. Still, I'm here.
Good evening, sir. God bless you, sir.
Okay. Okay, good night and God bless.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
God bless.
Thank you and God bless you, sir.
Okay, God bless.